pit road. The cars now begin to accelerate. They look for the green flag. And the Indianapolis 500 with a swirl of green is underway for the 77th time as Raul Boesel sweeps to the outside around Arie Luyendyk and picks up the lead. Aerial bombs fire overhead, announcing the start of the race. Carefully, the rest of the field picks their way through the second corner and onto the long backstretch. Boesel continues to accelerate, then pulls away from Luyendyk. Running to the completion of the first lap now. Raul Boesel heading onto the home stretch. Chased by Luyendyk. And Raul Boesel will lead the first lap of the Indianapolis 500. Then Luyendyk, then Mario. To cross the track. There is Tracy as he got into the wall. One report is that he may have been very close to another car trying to get under him at the time. There may be that other car, the 22 car, Scott Brayton, though it doesn't tell in this particular view whether or not that was the issue.
Paul, compare these accidents with last year.
Nigel has learned the lesson of staying stuck on the back of the car in front of him. At the telemetry coming out of Al Unser Jr.'s car. Speed, RPMs, throttle. Watch the throttle especially.
Yes, and also, Paul, keep in mind that all of these cars here have two racing gears. They have a high gear and a low gear, or a cruise gear and a passing gear or racing gear.
Look at the disparity between the straightaway speed of 230 mile an hour and the turn speed of down here at 190 and change. It's been years since we've seen the drivers back off in the turns. They've been taking the turns flat out. Not so this year.
And Sam, today we actually get down in the turn where we are in turn 2. We can hear them backing up. We can actually hear them feathering some of the engine.
Nigel close, and we have yellow. As Mario Andretti comes in, two cars together on the track. The first time we've had contact between two today, the yellow flag comes out.
Jeff Andretti on the right. In that, you can see him on the left here, who of course had that terrible accident here last year. So we're very concerned about Jeff Andretti. He was in a big accident here last year. This is his first race, having spent a year in rehabilitation.
The other car appears to be Roberto Guerrero, who remember was just in the pits. And that's Roberto being helped out of the car. Now here's the situation that created this accident. Guerrero tried to get down under Jeff, and it didn't work. The two of them ended up against the wall. And look at Nigel Mansell ducking by on the inside underneath. Here is Nigel Mansell's onboard camera of this same accident.
And this is the first time Nigel Mansell has seen a crash like this from the cockpit of his Indy car. In road racing, usually when guys have an accident, they have it all by themselves. Here they ricochet often back.
Move below that yellow line. It was paved. There was an apron down there. It no longer exists. The cars are slower because of that. Also slower because they've removed some of the aerodynamic devices from the underside of the car. Mario has him set up. Mario makes the move. And Mario is passed on the approach into the corner.
Now you can see how when Mario went by, the little Al just backed off a little bit. The reason for that was he didn't want that dirty air upsetting his car because he's been running in basically clean air. He wasn't too sure how it would handle right there, Tom.
And did you hear the crowd? They approved of that little maneuver. So now you have Al Unser Jr. and his father just behind him. So Andretti, Fittipaldi, Mansell, Brayton, Luyendyk, John Andretti, and Scott Goodyear as the green flag waves already. Nigel Mansell sees it just ahead and threads his way through the middle of this field.
Look at how many cars are still running in this race this deep. I don't think we've seen this for years.
Record running to finish was 27, and boy, take a look as they move through this field now. Mario's sitting up high. Fittipaldi comes down to the inside, and they battle side by side. Fittipaldi and Mario. And Fittipaldi surges to the front. Mario back to second.
Sam Mansell went right around the outside of his teammate Mario Andretti.
Now Lyondike moves on Andretti as well. Lyondike drops in behind Fittipaldi and is already trying on Memo.
Obviously, Mario Andretti's had some sort of a problem.
The lead changes very, very quickly. As Fittipaldi comes to the front, Lyondike to second, Mario dropping back. Fittipaldi threading his way through traffic now.
Remember, they've just been in the pit. Their tanks are full. The handling is different than when they were last out there, and it is working for Emerson Fittipaldi.
The black and yellow car they were working around was Davy Jones.
No more pit stop. This is a race to the end. Mario come through the number 2 turn over here. We hear him lift down the throttle really bad, which tells me he's got some bad handling problems. Probably the tires he put on at last just don't match the track right now.
Yellow once again. The yellow light has winked on, apparently for Lynn St. James. She did stop in a precarious position just above the pit entrance, so they'll have to get her out of the way. Everyone will bunch up once again. And here they come. The green flag flies. And Fittipaldi trying to catch position on Mansell. Is this inexperience for Mansell, giving it over to Fittipaldi? And look at Lyondike as he moves to second place.
Desperate pass by Ari Lyondike. A very good pass. Really got Mansell asleep on that one. Boy, Fittipaldi run through here. Turn 2 wide open, Paul.
That was an inexperienced move by Mansell. He should have gotten on the throttle sooner. If it had been Fittipaldi or Little Al, you can bet they would have.
Fittipaldi becomes a record 12th leader of the Indianapolis 500 with 15 laps to go.
I just don't think Mansell...
not over yet, Bobby.
I just don't think Mansell realized how hungry these guys were to try to win the biggest race in the world.
Jack Harud, you have an update on that pass.
Paul, Jim McGee was on the radio when they dropped the green flag, trying to tell Mansell how to get the jump. He didn't get it.
That comes...
And here is Nigel Mansell on board, coming off of 2. Now watch him. Whoa.
Yeah.
He hit hard enough, Paul and Sam, to get sparks or get fire off the magnesium wheel. Pretty hard hit, so I think he's probably has a good chance it's out of alignment a little bit.
Plus whatever stress damage may exist on that right front wheel and right rear for that matter.
Watch the magnesium right now. Just touch the wall right there. See the flame? That's the magnesium that literally explodes and burns a little bit for a while.
Boy, if you're going to kiss it, though, that's the way to do it. Mansell touches and continues on.
Boy, he rode
100.
When he comes by here, he sounds like he's wide open. I can't hear him lift at all. Here he comes into turn 2 again. Right down to the white line. Out next to the wall. Very conservative, but moving on.
the first 5 drivers in the race right now born outside of the United States. This is an international event.
Emerson Fittipaldi continues to pull away from Ari Lyondike. As we watch now for the white flag that will indicate Fittipaldi has just 2.5 miles to go for his second win at the Indianapolis 500. And there it is. Another Penske car heading into the record book. 2.5 miles to go. Fittipaldi works through the short chute, now into the second turn. One more full straightaway to run. 2 corners of short chute, and then half a stretch, and Fittipaldi will be home. Lyondike tried to close, couldn't do it, dropped even further back. In fact, it may become a battle for second between Mansell and Lyondike. Here comes Fittipaldi, Emerson Fittipaldi. The final turn for home, the checker flag, and Emerson Fittipaldi has won his second Indianapolis 500. Fittipaldi led only the last 16 laps of the race to score Roger Penske's 9th Indianapolis 500 victory.